Is now the right time to buy or sell a home in Charlotte, North Carolina? We're going to break this key question down right now. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Mitch. I'm a luxury real estate advisor located right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And if you're considering moving to the area or maybe thinking about selling a property, I'll be more than happy to be a resource for you. All my information is on the screen and below this video. And of course, we make this content every single week to educate you and to keep you up to date on exactly what's happening. We appreciate the like and subscribe, but without further ado, guys, let's jump right into this video. Now, to really answer the question, should you buy or sell a home in Charlotte, I like to anchor everyone in the historical data. Now, I pulled the chart, as you can see on the screen, from the MBS Highway, which is a very reputable source. And as you can see, this chart is showing us kind of what has happened with the existing home inventory in the United States and the U.S. population. And it's very interesting. As you can see, if you start over in the 2000 in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see the population was roughly around 282 million in this country. And of course, our existing home sales were about 2 million. Now, if you move across the chart and you get to that dotted line in the center, that is actually the 2008 financial crisis. And as you can see, at that period of time, we had 300 million people in this country, and we had roughly 4 million active homes or existing homes on the market. Now, that was a lot of inventory. So as you can see, as we moved out of that financial crisis, of course, the inventory burn was quite high. And then, of course, it dropped well below where it was at that 4 million, and the U.S. population kept growing. Well, if you fast forward to 2023, right now we are at one of the lowest inventory levels in this country's history. We're down around 1 million, and as you can see, the population has swelled up to almost 336 million people. So what does this really mean? Well, I point this out because inventory is one of the main drivers right now in our area and, of course, across the country of why supply, of course, is so tight and why these prices keep going up. As you can see from that chart, it's going to take a lot of inventory to get us back even to our baseline of roughly around 2 million homes. So what you need to keep in mind is the longer the inventory shortage occurs, which is happening right now, the more and more demand is getting pent up for these homes. And of course, with the interest rates being high, again, there's just not enough homes turning to bring these prices down. And because the inventory is so low, the prices, for example, in the Charlotte area continue to go up. Now, the second piece of information I want to share with you is, of course, the interest rates. Obviously, this affects many people that are looking to buy and also sellers, because sellers that have homes need to move up. They need to buy new homes. And this chart is very telling. As you can see on the screen, this is a chart pulled from Morningstar, and it shows you how much mortgage interest there is on each mortgage type in this country in a pie chart. Now, the most interesting thing is if you look at the less than 3% percentage, which is 26, plus you look at 3% to 4%, which is 44.7, and rates from 4 to 5%, which is 20.3%, that's roughly 95% of the mortgages are below the 5 and definitely below 6% in this country. This is creating a lot of restriction for people to move up and sell their existing homes and go get another one. And it also is restricting people, of course, who want to come into the market, right? Because the rates are high and there's just no inventory because of these rates. They've restricted, what would be a natural flow of home sales, which we see every year. People have homes, they have families, things occur, and they move up, right? That creates inventory. Right now, we're not seeing that because the rates are so high, and these mortgage rates were locked the last 3 years at such a low rate that is really disincentivizing people to really move right now because they have such a low rate, which makes sense. But the reason why this is important to understand is because I get questions, Mitch, why isn't there any inventory? Well, this is another big piece of why the inventory is so low. Now, the National Association of Realtors came out with a report in July that the annual adjusted rate for closed homes in this country is going to be 4.07 million units. Now, why do I point this out? Because as you can see on the screen, this shows you a historical flow from 2005 all the way up to 2023, the number of closed homes in this country in the millions. And you can see in 2008, we had 4.12 million homes, sold. Right now, we are at 4.07 million, which is the lowest we've seen since 2005. And again, guys, this is a very low number. Now, why is this important if you're going to buy or sell? Well, if you're a seller, no question about it, the inventory right now is at an all-time low. There's a ton of pent-up demand and demand in the Charlotte area. It is a great time to sell a house, no question about it. You're still going to get a strong offer. Now, on the buy side, why is this important to understand? Well, if you're in the market to buy a house, keep in mind there's not much inventory available. So if you find a house that you do like, keep in mind you're going to have a lot of competition most likely for that house, because we're at a historical level right now of the lowest amount of sales, closed sales in this country since 2005. Now, if I'm a seller, am I going to sell in this environment? Of course, that is a situational question, and it depends on what situation you're in. I know people right now that home prices have doubled on them, okay, where they could cash out $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. And of course, in that example, you have got plenty of equity to roll into the next property, even though the rates are high. Now, I want to point out to everybody that since 2020, and I made a video on this, all the way to 2023, we had seven times the appreciation that we realized from 2003 all the way to 2020. So that appreciation was historical, right? In a 3-year period, we beat the entire 16 previous years. That example right there tells you, right, that we went on a price run up in this country that was absolutely biblical. It was a historical anomaly. Personally, I think the prices will continue to go up, but they're going to go up at a more modest pace. So really, my advice to a seller is it's dependent on when you purchase the house and how much appreciation you're really sitting on. And if you rolled that big equity piece into a new purchase, would that payment profile fit your lifestyle? These are all important questions. I am happy to talk them through with you, but that is my, obviously, profile and breakdown of should you sell a house in Charlotte. So if I'm a buyer, am I buying a house right now in Charlotte, or should I wait? That's the great question. And everything we just talked about, I did put together what we call a cost of waiting analysis. And as you can see on the screen, I put this example as a $700,000 purchase price in Mecklenburg County. And as you can see, a loan today with roughly a rate of 7.25%, what that loan and of course profile would look like if you waited 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years. Now, what I want you to point out is that, look, the property value, right, in Charlotte roughly is going up between, I would say, 5 to 7% a year. So if you wait 3 years, that's about 15% increase in the property value. Now, even though the rates are projected to come down, as you can see, from 7.25 to, let's say, 5.25 in 3 years, really what happens is the loan amount swells, meaning the amount that you're going to borrow because the increase in price appreciation swells. So you're really not going to generate as much savings as you think if you wait for these rates to come down, and here's why. On this second chart, I want to draw your attention to, of course, the payment difference, right, in waiting. As you can see across the very top, if you wait 6 months, it's a $53 difference. But if you go all the way over to 3 years, it's roughly a $247 difference, right? Which again, not discounting the size of that, but the most important part is look at the appreciation loss that you are not realizing over a 3-year period. In this example, it's $108,000 if you were to wait to purchase this house in this example. Now, in a place like Charlotte, we are absolutely continuing to grow. There is developments happening all over this city. You've got South End booming, you got Uptown that's growing. We are in an area in the country, in my opinion, that is definitely going to continue to grow over the next 5 or 10 years. Therefore, it's a very wise investment, in my opinion, not a financial advisor, to purchase a property in the Charlotte area because of what I know and what we can see is happening. Of course, that's a decision that you need to make as a buyer, but I hope this information kind of helps you understand what happens if you continue to wait, which I hear many are doing, for the rates to come down. So there you have it, guys. That is my breakdown as if you should buy or sell a house in the Charlotte market. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. All my information is on the screen and below this video, but I hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we're going to be coming out with more information and data every single week. But I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon.